APG Jamie here, and today we have a video hop. It's hop, and it's hashtag favorite things too. And you'll find links in the description box below. Click on the words show more to see more information, including the links. You will click on the first link to go to that video, and then you will do that in each video, subsequent video thereon, until you get back to me, and then that's how you know you've done all the videos in the hop. Now, this video hop is on behalf of Art Joy of Sharing, so there will be a link for that Facebook group in the description box below, as well as my prior Art Joy of Sharing videos in the upper right hand corner. Whew. Today we're making backgrounds, because that's some of my favorite things, y'all. And of course we used my favorite cardstock, and we're just smooshing different colors of paint around. I chose to make 3 pages because that's just what I chose to do. And I'm using different colors on each of the 3 pages. So, and I'm just smooshing it around, as you can see. This is a fairly inexpensive backgrounds to make. They come out beautiful, which if you saw the thumbnail, you might have picked up on that beauty. Maybe not. So, yeah, putting out my craft paint on my fancy palette and smooshing it just a little bit of water on there so that it'll be nice and loose. Not necessarily waiting for anything to dry unless I think it's going to turn mud, which is when you mix cool and warm colors together, they can get a little icky sometimes. So that's why I dry it with again, y'all, sometimes in between some of that. And you can dry this section, this part of the process with the heat gun is fine. Later on, it won't be fine, y'all. This is not a full heat gun project, okay? And I know these are some ugly looking papers, all right, but just you wait and see. So here's our third one. Pretty sure this is the third one. I wasn't counting. So, yeah, you're going to definitely want the cardstock, because this is kind of, or, you know, you could use a mixed media paper or even a watercolor paper if you're going to make these. But, you know, I was looking for an inexpensive thing. Now, later on, I will be using deli paper, and not everybody has deli paper. So if you don't, you can use tissue paper, you know, the plain white gift wrapping tissue paper. You can use that. You could technically probably use the backs of napkins, you know, because we want a translucent kind of thing about it, all right, when we get there, which will be in a day now. Now, part of the hop was for the videos between 10 and 15 minutes, okay? So, I was a good girl. I didn't go over 12. I'm pretty sure it's not over 12. Anyway, most of it has been sped up. I did cut out a couple little parts, but, you know, they needed to go. They were silly and super, super, super redundant. So, yeah. Some heat gun, y'all. And here's our first page, and you can see it's pretty shocking. So that's the deli paper, and I scrunched it all up. You can scrunch it up more or less. You don't have to have, you know, that many wrinkles if you don't want them. And now I'm using a fluid matte medium, and this happens to be golden. It's what I have. It's what I use. You don't have matte medium, you can use Mod Podge. All right? You don't have that, you can use probably Elmer's white glue. You may have to thin some of those things down just to get a little bit smoother going. The main thing is for it to be fairly wet, and we're just laying the crumpled up deli paper on there and smooshing it down into our matte medium, which is a glue on its own, okay? And I'm not too worried about the bubbles that may or may not be under there, because this is not necessarily going to be cut. And if I do cut any of it, I will make sure all the edges of the deli paper are adhered down well, which is the same thing you would do if you were using tissue paper or napkin bags, okay? Okay. So I want my wrinkles, so I really don't want to smoosh them out. That's why I'm kind of pat rubbing it. It's kind of hard to, yeah. And I am trying to make sure the edges are good, because I do want the edges down. And here's our third one. And I know it's just all kind of the same thing. One of my favorite numbers is 3, y'all. So I almost always tend to do things in 3. Tend to. Not always, but tend to. So, and I did each one. And then when I get the third one done, I will come back and put a coat of the matte medium on top of them. All of them. So, yeah, because I'm letting it kind of set up first. Now, you do not want to use the heat gun on this, y'all. Reason being, the matte medium is wet, damp. Now, the cardstock is wet and damp, as is the deli paper or whatever paper you're using on top. And if you use a heat gun, all right, it will create steam. It's not necessarily visible steam, but it will create a type of steam, and it will puff up anywhere you have air pockets underneath between the deli wrap and the cardstock. So let it dry all by itself, y'all. Okay? So we're doing that, and afterward, it is fairly quick, y'all. Each page took like 5 minutes to paint, 2-3 minutes to put the deli wrap on, and another couple minutes to put the coat on top. Then you can go have lunch, okay? Or go night-night or something, take a nap or something. And then you come back and it's all dry, and you trim off the edges. I think this is the part where I cut a lot of it out, because, I mean, really, how much trimming do y'all need to see? Do you want to see? Well, it's already been predetermined for your convenience. So, anyway, I've not said for a while, so let me say, it's important for y'all to look at all the various information in the description box. You know, show more, click on that so you can see more, because sometimes there's a lot of important information down there that could hold your interest. Just saying. And in this case, it's a hop, and there will be hop links, but there could be further information. Now, this is the gold paint, and I put it out on the palette and smooshed a little bit of water in there. And we're essentially going to treat it like we would an antique color if you were to antique something back in the good old days. All right? And this is, I didn't wipe anything off. I put it on the first page. And we put it on the second page, squirt some water on there, and then we're going to come back and put it on the third page. All right? Yes, I'll show you the whole thing. That clickety-clackety sound you hear in the background is either Molly or Champ or both going in and out their little doggy doors, because they like to come work with Mama. And oh, I like this technique, y'all. You can do anything you want to with backgrounds, especially if you use, now you can use other materials. I just choose to use cardstock because it does hold up better with wet than will copy paper or newsprint. So there we are. We're back to our first page, and I've got a damp baby wipe fresh out of the jug, so however wet that is, and now I'm just smearing it off. I know it seems wasteful, but it's not, because it's beautiful. It's gold, y'all. So, smearing it around, and it's hard to see, and the photographs aren't that great because it is hard to photograph shiny stuff. So now we're moving on to the second one. We're getting a fresh baby wipe, and you want to keep turning the baby wipe so that you're exposing new, fresh, clean areas, okay? And You can use more than 3 colors when you're painting your paper. You can only use 2 colors. Whatever you want to do, y'all, it's yours. Just remember, warm and cool colors get kind of icky when they get mixed together when they're wet. Just saying. So here's our third one, and we're smooshing it all off. I do have a photo montage coming up. Y'all want to stay for that all the way through to the end. Just saying. Or not. Your choice. Get ready. It'll be here any day now. Any day. Don't forget to the hop. Here we go. Photo montage. I'll show you the first page in all 3 segments and a close-up. And then I will show the second page and the third page and so forth. And there we go. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your kind comments, your likes, your shares, your valuable time. Subscribe if you've not already done so. And I would like to take this time to invite you to do the same for each person, each channel that's in the video hop, especially if they're new to you, y'all. And yeah, I guess I don't know what else to say. I think I said it all right. I could repeat. Y'all know I like to repeat. Bless my heart. That's the third one. Oh, I'm just so happy with how these come out. This is not my first time doing this, but I think it might be my first time showing y'all. Pretty, 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 pretty. You can make anything you want out of it, just about. I mean, within reason. I mean, you know, I wouldn't make a house out of it, but I guess you could if you really wanted to. Just saying. Glad you're still here. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.